Today was a dynamic day. I decided to do dynamic bench press off the floor. So I started off with the bar and then I increased the weight to the 25s. You'll notice I'm using the micro mini bands, or should I say the short bands actually. And I'm benching with those to give me a little bit of resistance at the top. I didn't tie them down tight enough, so I need to space them out further next time. But what they're giving me is they're giving me 66 pounds of resistance at the top. After moving to 135 for 3, I did 155, then 165 for sets of 3, for a total of 8 sets of 3. I've included my rest periods in here so you can see how long I'm actually resting between each set. Again, speed, the goal of it is to work on speed and just get that ingrained in my mind. When the bar goes down, touches my chest, blast it off my chest. That's the goal of the speed day. It's also a day to work on form. I'm using close grip, or at least a grip that's inside the ring. My normal grip is usually my ring finger on the ring. Here I'm blasting the sets through. Again, short rest periods. I usually do speed day once a week. It usually ends up being on the weekend. And I try to keep this training session pretty short. I try to keep it 45 minutes or shorter. The key about speed is you want to make sure that it's not super taxing, that when the maximum effort day comes around you can't do it, which is a mistake I made earlier when I first started doing the conjugate method. I would have my speed day be too heavy. Okay, then I moved on to, some people call these dead benches, some people just call these rack presses at a low position. I went to 225 and did 8. And then I went to 275 and did 8, just pressing off the pins. This is an exercise I kind of have to be careful with. I can't do it very often because it really stresses my chest and shoulders a lot. When I do any movement where it's just static and I'm just pressing against it. And then my final set, I did 315 for 8. This would be about the 2 board, maybe 3 board position if you're interested in what the rack height is. Then afterwards, it was time to move on to tricep extensions. I'm using the 35-pound plates. I ended up only doing 2 sets because my elbows were a little bit sore. I usually rotate the plates, doing 35s, 25s, 45s. I don't do 10s, that's just too low, or 5s. And also I don't have that many 10s to do it with. Okay. And those are usually sets of usually anywhere from 8 to 25. But today was the only 8s. Fold that down with press downs. 3 sets of 8. Increasing the weight each set. Lean into it a little bit, but not too much. Just get that extension at the bottom. Cranking out those reps. Then afterwards, some cable rows. Yes, I'm working on cleaning out the garage. I got to get this garage clean. Anyway, as far as cable rows, I end up doing 3 sets of 8. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below.